Pleasant Ridge family, in light of the recent announcement made on Monday by Governor Reynolds, in which she lifted the restrictions for church gatherings, you may be wondering what this means for our church and for the reopening of our worship gatherings here at Pleasant Ridge. From the beginning of this crisis, the elders and I had been discussing the issue regarding its developments and of the coronavirus and its impact on our local church and community. After meeting last night with the elders, we have decided that we will not yet reopen. The earliest possible date that we would reopen is May 24th. May 24. I know this will be sad and disappointing for some, and I know that we all long to be together. We long to have fellowship with one another and encourage one another in person. But we believe this is in the best interest of our church and for our witness in our communities. In a couple of weeks, we'll reevaluate the situation as we hope to return on May 24th. There are several reasons, or two reasons that I want to give that I believe waiting is in the best interest of our church. Number one, when Governor Reynolds made her announcement that she was lifting the restrictions on religious gatherings, she clarified the statement by acknowledging that this was for constitutional liberties. She wasn't recommending that we meet, but didn't want to restrict our rights to meet, right? She wanted us to have the freedom to be able to choose whether or not we should meet. It's a recognition of our constitutional liberty, not a recommendation for large gatherings. At the present time, mass gatherings continue to be restricted to less than 10. Therefore, though we can exercise our right to meet, it doesn't mean that it is recommended that we meet at this time. Though we can exercise our right to meet, doesn't mean that we should take advantage of our rights, potentially at the expense of its impact on those around us. And I believe for our church and in our setting and in our context here at Pleasant Ridge, this is what it looks like to best reflect Christ and the example that he has given us. In Philippians 2, the Apostle Paul teaches us that Jesus did not take advantage of or exploit the equality of God that he had already possessed. Though he is God, he did not use his rights, use that for his own advantage, but displayed humility by laying down his life for the eternal good of all those who would trust in him. In Paul's own example, there were times in which he did not make full use of his rights in the gospel, but sought to do what was necessary for the sake of his Christian witness and for the sake of love. Because of all this, we want to use godly wisdom and caution in moving forward. Now, we do recognize that the governor is slowly reopening the state, and we're excited about that, and we're thrilled about that. And so, even as things continue to progress, we will have a better understanding of how to slowly phase things back into our church gatherings. And I want to encourage you with this. We are getting closer. It seems like we are getting closer. The second reason is that due to the demographics of our church, we have enough people in our church body that fall into this high risk category. And we believe to best love them, it is wise to wait on returning. We also believe to best love our community through our Christian witness, it is wise to wait on returning. We would be crushed. I personally would be crushed if someone contracted the disease as a result of us rushing to open. And it led to either death or it led to the spread of the disease in our community. Lastly, practically speaking, pastorally speaking, here's what I would encourage you to do as you hear this news and as we move forward. As a church, we exist to know Christ and to make him known. You would hear me say that every Sunday morning as I prepare to give the announcements, and I give you our mission and as a reminder and an encouragement to you as we continue to move forward on what we do as we gather. We exist as a church to know Christ and to make him known. And so you could respond to this news of what I've just shared in several ways. The question will be, is how will you respond? Will your response help or hinder our mission of knowing Christ and making him known? I know some of you will think this is waiting too long. I understand. I know some of you might think that maybe we're moving too early, too quickly. I understand. My hope is that even as you hear this news, that you would be encouraged, that you would support us in this, because you recognize that we are not God. We have finite minds, and we're doing the best we can with the information that we've been given. And we're seeking to use wisdom as best we can in this, and we're seeking to love and care for you. None of us signed up for this, right? None of us want this. None of us signed up for this, but it's here. And what happens moving forward is an opportunity for us to know Christ and to make him known. And in the meantime, it's an opportunity for us to grow in our relationship with Christ as we encourage each other, as we help each other through this. And I do pray that you'll continue to do that. In the meantime, we will continue to meet online. So here's an opportunity for you to know Christ. Here's an opportunity to make Christ known to your family as you gather in your homes and watch and sing the songs together and pray together. And so that I hope we would find ways to do that. We look forward to the day when we will finally be together and fellowship with one another. And so I do pray that you would receive these words out of love, you'd extend grace to others, and that you would show the love of Christ to one another. So we look forward to seeing you online this Sunday, 10:30. The sermon will be live on Facebook and our website and on YouTube as well. So we'd invite you to be a part of that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.